The Philadelphia Eagles did a really good job being able to shut down and contain the Baltimore Ravens' high-powered run game, and Nakobe Dean was a big part of the Eagles being able to have success. Now, more than that, Nakobe Dean over the course of this season has been very, very solid against the run. The guy's made some plays in coverage as well, and today we're going to talk about what this guy showed on tape against the Ravens. I also want to just kind of talk about some of what we've seen over the course of this season, because Nakobe Dean has taken the next step, and this guy's become an absolute monster out there. There are so many plays like this on tape where this guy's able to go right through the block. He's able to toss people to the side. The way you see him toss Mark Andrews, who's a pretty good blocking tight end, Andrews here has the angle on Nakobe Dean. Truth be told, this play should have been able to pop right on the outside of Andrews. But if you guys keep an eye here on Nakobe Dean and just watch the way he utilizes his hands, the way he gets physical, the way he's able to bench press the tight end and ultimately get off the block, this allows this play to be contained to about 3 yards. This is what Nakobe Dean has been doing on tape this season, and I'm excited to get into some of the plays that he made against the Ravens, because the guy's been looking very, very good. And you can tell that Vic Fangio has a ton of trust in Nakobe Dean. Right, he has a ton of trust that this guy's going to be able to come downhill, he's going to be able to make plays, and we're seeing that kind of happening on tape. On this one here, you're going to see him taking on the guard here. He's going to end up utilizing the quickness, and you see him just straight up dip right underneath the guard here. And he's going to end up getting in there with the other linebacker, Zach Bond, who we'll also touch on a little bit in this video. These two guys get in there and they stop this play for ultimately no gain. Just a really, really good job by the two guys right there to be able to jump the gap and be able to ultimately shut it down. But again, one of the things we're seeing with Nakobe Dean is this guy's winning in different ways, right? On the first play, he utilized the power to bench press the tight end. On this one, he's going to utilize the quickness. He's going to end up dipping right past the guard. So again, it's just different ways to be able to get around the block. But Nakobe Dean's getting very comfortable, and you can start to see the flashes within this guy's tape. Here's another one where Dean's going to be able to get around the right guard. The guard's going to end up pulling, and Dean's going to just go right past him, and he's going to blow this one up. This one ends up picking up no yards. So again, a really, really good job by the guys up front to be able to make the play. Just a really, really nice job by Dean. Once again, you're going to see him utilize the quickness. Number 77 is a monster offensive lineman, and you're going to see Dean just straight up go right around this guy. And it's just the quickness to be able to get off the block. You can almost see Dean kind of step to the inside before coming back around towards the outside. And as he does that against this offensive lineman, he's able to just get right past him, sets himself up in the gap, and that right there is essentially exactly what you want, right? Just a really, really good job. I also want to give a little bit of credit here to Jordan Davis. Davis is going to end up going right past the left guard here. He's going to just swim right over the top. And he's also going to get in there and kind of reset the direction that Derrick Henry's ultimately running. Just a really nice job by a guy who's getting better and better and better. Now, this video is obviously not to talk about Jordan Davis, but you're seeing flashes from Davis. Milton Williams had a phenomenal game, arguably his best game of this season, where he had so many impactful plays. And this was the game you needed the defense to kind of come together, right? Because this is a playoff caliber team, right? The Baltimore Ravens are one of the best teams in the NFL. And for the Eagles defense, this was a true test, right? That Vic Fangio scheme that everybody knows is such a great scheme. You know, it's coming together. And you're seeing guys like Zach Bond and Nakobe Dean. You're seeing guys like Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean having so much success. And it just looks really, really good right now. This one's another great play right here by the linebacker. This is going to be a zone run towards the left of your screen. And Dean essentially has to defeat the reach block here by the guard. So the guard here is going to let the defensive lineman across from him go. The right tackle has to pick this guy up here. The right tackle does actually do a pretty good job getting in front of him. But keep in mind, we don't really know the run fits within this play, right? You can tell this is a light box up front. So we don't really know what Carter's responsibility is within this play. Regardless, the guard lets the tackle take on Carter. The tackle does a good job. And then he has to reach Nakobe Dean. And to me, this is a play that most guards can make. Especially based off of alignment. Dean is already aligned towards the outside of the guard. But you're going to see that Dean's going to do a phenomenal job being able to beat this guy to the inside. And he's going to dip that shoulder. Absolutely love how he's able to get past this guy. He dips the shoulder. He's going to get into that A gap. Beats the guy to the spot. He's going to turn around knowing that Derrick Henry's going to try to cut this because it is his own run. He's going to get right in there. He's going to grab onto Derrick Henry. And Henry ends up starting to fall. And you also see Smith here come downhill and do a really nice job making a hit. Just a really nice overall play by the guys up front. This one picked up about 2.5 yards. But this is what we expected from Vic Fangio, right? We expected his defense to take a little bit of time. But we're at the point now where this Philadelphia Eagles defense is legit. From a scheme perspective, this is one of the best schemes in the NFL. And of course, the Eagles also have a lot of talented players up front. Guys like Jordan Davis, guys like Jalen Carter and Milton Williams. Josh Sweat is legit. You have two really, really good linebackers in Zach Bond as well as Nakobe Dean. You got some good secondary players, guys that can actually make plays, and you got arguably one of the best defensive coaches in the NFL. To me, I think the Philadelphia Eagles have a real shot to win the Super Bowl this year, solely based on the fact that their defensive scheme is elite. I think this is the year that the Eagles are going to end up going a lot further because of that defense. And of course, you got guys like Nakobe Dean basically dominating, making so many impactful plays. He's able to kind of get in there. But the guy that really puts it together is going to be Jalen Carter, the guy right here that's going to defeat the block here. Jalen Carter had another incredible game this season. If you guys remember against the Saints, Jalen Carter had made like 16 or 17 plays against the Saints, which was the highest we had ever seen from a defensive lineman in one game. Against the Ravens, he made 13 plays, which is also very, very incredible. And obviously this video is not to talk about Jalen Carter, but the guy's an absolute superstar, and he deserves so much credit for what he's been doing this season. Truth be told, I think Jalen Carter might actually be the best defensive tackle in the NFL. I think Jalen Carter has made so many plays this year. He's changed the Philadelphia Eagles defense, and he's dominated pretty much anyone he's went up against. I think it's fair to say Jalen Carter is the best defensive tackle in the NFL. And I know the general consensus won't 100% agree with that right now, but I think as we continue to go forward, as more and more people continue to watch Jalen Carter, as the media kind of starts to realize it, I think within 2 years, people will also kind of agree with it that Jalen Carter is the best defensive tackle in the NFL. Now, I also think Zach Bond's another guy that deserves a lot of credit for what the Eagles have kind of done on the defense side of the football. The guy gets past blocks so quickly, and it's crazy to be able to watch a guy on tape kind of do some of these things that this guy does. I'm going to slow this play down, but if you guys keep an eye on the center, Tyler Linderbaum, a lot of people think he's one of the top 3 or 4 centers in the NFL. He's going to try to block Zach Bond, and look at how quickly Bond's going to be able to just straight up chop and bring the arm over the top. And it's so quick that when you slow it down, you can see it, but in real time, you don't really even see it happen because it's so quick. Zach Bond has been really, really good this year, and he's made game-altering plays this season for the Eagles. Plays like this where the Eagles end up losing 4 yards on 3rd and 2, and you're not going to go for this, right, if you're the Baltimore Ravens. Maybe if you pick up a yard and a half, and it's inches, but this guy's been changing games for the Eagles on the defense side of football. And of course, this is not a video to talk about Zach Bond. It's obviously not a video to talk about Jalen Carter, but these guys had such a great game against the Baltimore Ravens. An offense that's been putting up crazy numbers. And I just wanted to give a little bit of credit to some of these guys, but I don't want to end this video also kind of talking about Nakobe Dean's ability in coverage, because to me, Nakobe Dean has done a really nice job being able to make plays out in open space. He's done a great job in terms of pass coverage. I mean, the guy's just been a really, really good player as an overall player within the Vic Fangio scheme. Like, you can tell why this guy was regarded as highly as he was ultimately coming out of the NFL draft. And over the course of this season, this guy's made a lot of really impactful plays in coverage. I think sometimes it's been a little overlooked. This one was 2nd and 5, and you're going to see Nakobe Dean is going to end up getting in there. He's going to break the pass up, and more than that, on the very next play, the Eagles get off the field, right? So these are some of the things that this guy's been able to do. He also made the interception that won the Eagles the game against the Jacksonville Jaguars earlier this season. You see Trevor Lawrence throws it up, and Nakobe Dean just takes the ball right out of the air. I mean, to me, it doesn't get better than this. Man-to-man coverage, 50-50 chance by the quarterback, and Dean comes out with the football. Just a really, really good football player. And it is going severely underrated, the type of player this guy is as an overall player, right? He's making so many plays this season. And we got to give credit to where credit is ultimately due. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. If you guys did, consider subscribing. We're obviously covering the Philadelphia Eagles on this channel, and we will continue to cover guys like Nakobe Dean. We'll continue to cover guys like Zach Bond and Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, among some of these other guys, right? Because the Philadelphia Eagles are the real deal. And I think there's a real chance that not only does Nakobe Dean end up becoming one of the best linebackers in the NFL, but I think there's a real chance that the Eagles end up winning the Super Bowl, and they're going to be carried by the defense side of the football. That's not a bad thing. I'm not saying the offense can't get it done, but I just think this defense is different this year. You see it on tape, man. There's so many ballers on that side of the football field. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time with another video.